Hi, I'm Michael Zbarsky, co-founder of Blacksmith Infosec. In the next 5 minutes, I'll show you how our platform helps MSPs turn compliance into practical, scalable programs that drive accountability, reduce risk, and make audit readiness far easier. When you log in as your MSP account, you'll be able to see all of your clients and what's going on with their policy roadmap as far as how many policies are approved, in review, and draft or outdated, as well as what's going on with their compliance progress. And here you'll also get valuable information from the client that's pulled from the client dashboard, including anything that you may need to follow up with your client on. When you go into a client and create him, the first thing you'll do is fill out the company profile. This will be very high level with things like their name, email domain, primary and secondary colors, as well as the logo, and that's for branding the policies. Next, you'll pick the compliance requirements you're trying to meet, for example, NIST CSF, CIS, or HIPAA, etc., as well as who's going to be the executive sponsor inside the organization to help you move this program forward. Once you've filled out the company profile, you'll click Save here, and you'll be able to work on their client's policies. In here, we've already approved a number of policies, and we're going to approve one more, which is going to be the identification and authentication policy. And we'll do that by assigning a policy owner, selecting the variables, and the policy is already drafted to be aligned to the frameworks that we selected within the company profile. So here, we're going to be able to send it for review to the end client. Now, when the end client comes into the platform, they'll be prompted to approve the policies that you've sent to them. And so when they come in, they'll be able to look at the policies, review them, and click Approve. As they approve policies, their compliance roadmap starts getting built, which will be everything that you need to do or they need to do to become compliant. And here you can assign an owner, whether you're going to own the task or your client. You'll also assign a due date, and this becomes your project management tool or your plan of actions and milestones. Whenever you're done with a task, you can upload evidence that the task is complete and mark the control off as completed. Now, we've also mirrored this onto the risk register. So right away, your risk register will be full of compliance risks, and any compliance tasks that you completed, like Audit 17, you'll see has gone to fully mitigated with a risk score of 0. Everything else, you can work as a regular risk with your client and discuss whether it's going to be accepted, mitigated, transferred, or something else. And as always, for a holistic risk register, you can add other types of risks that the client has. This enables you to have the conversations with your client where you can come in and suggest different services or different technologies that'll help mitigate some of those other organizational risks. We do provide training within the platform that you and your clients can leverage if they're currently not signed up for your security awareness training offering. You can also track the whole incident response team, as well as any sort of notification obligations that they may have for being compliant. There are regulatory or contractual ones. Helping your client manage their third-party risk by adding the vendors, the criticality of each vendor, whether the vendor has access to any sort of sensitive data, whether MFA is used for the vendor or not, and then uploading documents for that vendor allows you to track any documents that are coming up for renewal, as well as instill those security best practices. For example, if a vendor has access to PHI, making sure the business associate agreement is uploaded. To dig a little bit deeper, you can hop over to the business systems. They're tied to the vendors, and for each business system, you can also track criticality, the business owner and technical owner for tracking user audits, and make sure that user audits are being completed in the business systems. And across the whole platform, all the information gets bubbled up to this dashboard that gives you real-time information about policy rollout, risk register, what's going on with the vendors, as well as the business systems. Everything in this dashboard makes it easy to navigate the platform. For example, if you want to know who is missing the business associate agreement, you can click on it and it'll take you right to that information. We've also bubbled all this information up, as I said at the beginning of the demonstration, to the MSP dashboard so that you're not required to go through dashboard by dashboard for each of your clients. You can see that same information here on your dashboard at a high level. And again, if you click on the pill here, it will drive all the way in and give you that filtering so that you can then work with the client to move their security program forward. Hope this helps you realize how you can leverage our platform to turn compliance into a practical, scalable program that drives accountability, reduces risk, and makes audit readiness far easier. Have a great day.